Well, hello, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a safe and good holiday. It looks like it's going to be not bad weather this week, so it should be nice for us all. Also, I want to ask you to please subscribe. It does help me, and it will just take a second to hit the subscribe button. I wanted to talk to you today about Colorado and the politics of it all. You know, we get to the point in our lives that we think we've become used to the outrageous behavior of our fellow citizens on this planet. And you know, if a mass killing isn't above 10, some people just doesn't even affect them anymore. But I realized with this recent attack at the Q bar in Colorado Springs that I hadn't gotten used to it at all. It was like a knife to my gut. Because I know it was so unnecessary and I know how it happened. It was driven for political reasons. The man was given permission for political reasons. And hate has become a way of winning elections in America. Now, I just want to be clear. Since I can remember in the 1980s, the Republican Party has constantly made the LGBTQ community and HIV community targets of their hate. There was no rational reason for these behaviors. It started with first the Bible forbids it, or it's a sin, or it's a crime against nature. We were grooming people, we were pedophiles. But one thing is clear, that it surfaces greatly every 2 years. And somehow the Republican Party, in their amazing ability to divide this country, reaches in and finds a new way or a new twist to attack our community and make us an issue in the campaign. Now, this year, the last time was the transgender community was raked over the coals, and it led to a dramatic increase in the death from hate crimes in the transgender community. In this last election, Governor Abbott, Governor DeSantis, and Republicans all over the country, Carrie Lake, made drag shows, of all things, an issue, that we were grooming young people through drag shows, and are now attempting to ban them. It's absurd. Drag shows have been with us even when most of us were in the closet. Straight people would pour out into our venues to see good drag. It is part of American culture. It is part of our culture. And one of my proudest moments of my life was when the court in New York and the Royal Emperor and the Royal Empress gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award. Because I knew that I was standing on this stage in front of 1,000 people because of their courage, because they entertained me. They made me laugh at myself. And these people are some of the nicest, kindest, gentlest people in our community. And to have them dragged through the political mud, not because they're a threat, far from it. They are a marvelous addition to not only our gay and lesbian and transgender and bisexual, etc. culture. They are rich in American cultural history. They are, many of them, great entertainers who have made us laugh, who have made us smile. But oh no, DeSantis and Abbott and other candidates had to take these good people and drag them through the mud, direct hate towards them for no reason other than to get votes and to appease their base. And in this spirit of hate and division, they might as well have been there pulling the bullet in the bar in Colorado Springs. They know what they were doing. They gave that gunman permission to hate us. and told him that we were scary and frightened. And it was no mistake that this gunman entered the bar on the Transgender Day of Remembrance of all those who have died in hate crimes, and a drag show as part of the event. That was as obvious as you can get. The people in the GOP who have constantly, since the 80s, used HIV and LGBTQ issues as a division has blood on their hands. It's that simple. It's that strong. They've never let up. And it's every 2 years at election time. You know why? Because they don't want to talk about insulin costs. They don't want to talk about unemployment. They don't want to talk about how to increase Medicare for all, or uninsured children, or children going to bed hungry at night, or the heroic people, the courageous people in the Ukraine. They use hate so they cannot have to take stands on issues that might make some of their supporters less rich. Now, it's interesting in this moment that this horrible massacre of innocents happened in a time when we happen to have some good news. The Respect for Marriage Act, made possible almost single-handedly by Senator Tammy Baldwin, passed with 12 Republican votes. We are making progress in our elections because people who were vehemently anti-gay, most of them were defeated except Abbott and DeSantis. Now, let's be real clear. I would like to thank those 12 Republicans who voted for the Respect for Marriage Equality Act. Many of them, though, haven't said a word since the massacre. Mitch McConnell hasn't said a word since the massacre. Kevin McCarthy, the new Speaker of the Republican-controlled Congress of the United States, hasn't said a word about a massacre. The time has come to call out these people, that they have used the most vulnerable in society, whether it be the crime issue to cause people who are racist to get all hot and bothered, or whether it's our issues that they use to scare people and pretend we're coming after their children. As DeSantis gets ready to run for president, all those out there who are tempted to support him or Trump or Abbott, know that you're putting a loaded gun in their hands to come after and kill us in this community, to kill the Jewish people in their synagogues, and to devastate the Black community by erasing programs that offer hope and joy. So this is the politics of this massacre. Now, we can never surrender the politics of hate and become hateful ourselves. We must understand what's happening so we can combat it. But we have learned over the last 30 years, the only thing that is stronger than hate is love. So we must not adapt hatred as a way. But it does put a greater burden on us to show the society as hard constantly what's in our hearts and our contributions to this great nation. We're at a time where we have 3 governors from our community. That Senator Tammy Baldwin has made the case in spades why it's important to have a place at the table. We're at a time where one of our strongest allies, Speaker Pelosi, will no longer be in that position. So what is this lesson? This lesson is to call out the rhetoric and the hate and the reason for that rhetoric, which is sheer vote getting and politics. Death by bullet by politics. And we have a right to continue to press to elect our own. Because time and time again, our own has been there for us. Thank God we have an openly gay man as governor of Colorado, because we know that he'll overturn that last stone to bring justice to the dead of the Q bar. And finally, we must continue our remarkable journey, built upon love and courage and dignity, to show this nation the best that we have to offer. So I say to you, mourn with me. It's okay to cry with me. But do not lose sight of how important it is to continue to have love in your heart and victory in your soul and pride in who we are. Thank you very much. I love you all. Happy Thanksgiving.